Hey, good evening, everybody. We're glad to have you here on our call today. Excited to be sharing with you something that I've recently found myself, which is a company with awesome upside and owners, founders, etc., that are paying attention to the field instead of only their own pockets. And pretty fired up about what we're doing here because we actually we're on the sort of the tip of the sword of a revolution that is beginning. And so we're pretty fired up about that. I'm excited about that. My name is Clay Stevens, and I've been with the company here just a little bit as we've launched ourselves into the new whole food revolution. So let's get ourselves started. I want to be respectful of y'all's time. So let me just share my screen with you quickly. And we want you here at Infinity5, we want you to feel like you're living your life on purpose. Like everything that you do matters and is according to your own design. So pretty exciting to be around people who embrace the notion that I can actually live my life on purpose, beginning with nutrition. We think that nutrition is super important, critical for us to be able to live a purposeful life. And I've known a lot of people who've not had good nutrition, who've not had good health. And, at the end of the day, they've not felt very good about the way that they've invested their time here on earth because it comes too quickly. The end comes too quickly under those circumstances, and they weren't able to enjoy everything that life had to offer. And of course, if you have good health, right, then we don't want you to outlive your money. We want to make sure that you have an opportunity to be able to do what you want to be able to go do, see the things you want to be able to go see, experience life in its fullness. And that, of course, requires some financial resources to be able to do that. And of course, we don't want to ignore the importance of personal development. We want people to be who they actually were intended to become, to be able to learn and know and understand and just be able to really be all that they can be. Of course, we want you, all of those things, to lead towards having an active lifestyle, to become completely active, whatever that means for you. If that means walking, running in marathons, or, traveling around the world, or climbing Mount Everest, or rolling around, in the backyard with the grandkids. Whatever an active lifestyle looks like for you, we want you to create the life that you deserve, to feel your best and to look your best, to really to be your best. And that's our goal here at Infinity5 Health. I do want to draw your attention just to one thing down here at the bottom of the screen, and that is the notion of this to the fifth power deal at the bottom of the screen down there. In the movie series Toy Story, there's a character named Buzz Lightyear, and he is always saying to infinity and beyond. Well, what we have here at Infinity5 Health is infinity times infinity times infinity times infinity times infinity. I think that's pretty much and beyond. So we're pretty excited about being able to move forward. So here I just want to introduce you to briefly to the two founders of the company. The chief formulator and science officer is Dr. John Taylor. He's been at this for many, many decades. He's been practicing and studying and working diligently. In fact, he's devoted his life to making sure to combine two things: 21st century technology and science, and combining that with nature. And not mimicked nature, the real things that we do actually find in nature. And then, of course, we have Rene Couchet, who's the president and CEO of the company. Excited to be with these two guys because their heart is about helping other people help other people to do the same. And this is not their first rodeo. Super integrity. Of course, we shouldn't have to say that about anybody, but maybe it needs saying here. But I love these guys. They're actually listening to the field. They're paying attention to the things that matter, and for both of these guys, it's a legacy play because what they've done before is awesome, right? They built a $100 million team before, not just themselves, the two of them, right? But they created an atmosphere, an environment by which a $100 million company was created before. And in talking to Rene, it's like that. Okay, good. That was the warm-up band. That was the starter kit, the practice model of what we were doing. But if you think about the value, the importance of a $100 million company in the Direct Sellers Association, which is the association of all direct sellers, network marketing companies, etc., $100 million today, right now, in this moment, would make them number 85 in the entire world. 85th today. It's pretty awesome when you can create that and call that your startup practice opportunity to be able to move forward. So anytime you want to, right, you can go to Infinity5Health.com and get as much or more information, maybe even than you need, about what it is that we're doing here. So moving forward, let's just start with, the first block, right? Nutrition. I was introduced to Infinity5 by a man who's asked me this question. Do you know you or anyone you know eat cooked or processed foods? Yes, matter of fact, I do. This is super cool. So you're going to teach me that, like, the benefits of eating like cooked and processed foods. And he says, no, you misunderstand, Clay. That's not what I'm going to teach you. But what I am going to teach you is the long-term consequences of what happens when you eat food that are prepared in this way. There's digestive distress. Okay, that's a problem. Weight gain, that's also a problem. Premature aging, also a problem. Diabetes, not a problem for me yet, but if we were to keep going, right, then that's a problem for many, many, many people. Cancer, heart disease, right? These are all problems, manufactured problems, to tell you the truth. These are all things that we've invented in the modern day, like in the last few hundred years since we've been cooking and processing foods, right? Heart disease, and of course, most degenerative diseases and health challenges. Former Surgeon Generals have told us that over 2/3 of all degenerative diseases and health challenges are created from the food that we eat. Either what's in the food that we eat or the things that are missing from the food that we eat. And so we actually have a plan to be able to work on that. And I'm going to share that with you in just a second. The product itself, the flagship product of what we offer, is called Better 5. Again, here we are with this 5th, and I'll talk about the 5 things here in just a minute. But the supplement fact box that we have on the website at Infinity5Health.com tells you exactly what's going on. Now, it also tells you on the back of the bottle. It's just that it's too small for me to read exactly without a magnifying glass or something. But it's on here, right? So we're in total compliance. But the supplement fact sheet is right there on the website for you to be able to look at, for you to see. We're not keeping this a secret. What's in here is a super combination of science, technology, and nature. And as I said before, right, not made up, imaginative nature, for real nature moving forward. And so if you look at this is totally amazing. Because what we are not saying is that we found something underneath a hidden rock in the Himalayan mountains that was uncovered somehow mysteriously because a Tibetan monk tripped over a rock and there it was. And now we have something that nobody has ever heard of or thought of before. Well, no, that's not what we were saying. Take one drop of our magic elixir and you're going to get off your deathbed. We are not suggesting that. What we are suggesting is that you can actually be part of a whole food revolution, because your current body is directly related to what you put in, on, and around your body. So, like my mom suggested when I was a kid, she said, hey, if you eat milkshakes and you drink soda pop and you eat popsicles and sugary cereals and all of that stuff, you're going to turn into that. You are what you eat. Well, sorry, Mom, that's not really true. You are, however, what you are able to break down, digest, and absorb. This is really important. Break down, digest, and absorb. So how does that work? Well, the body only recognizes whole foods, not fractionated, synthetic, or genetically engineered foods, vitamins, and minerals. What does that mean? That means when we take something in that's been cooked or processed, right, the body has to figure out what to do with it, how to decode it. And if it can't really break it down very well, or if it has to work double time, triple time, quadruple time, or to the 5th, right, then what has to happen is it has to tear all of this apart. And in some cases, it might find some things that it can use, take those things, maybe rebuild them, digest them, right, and then allows our body to be able to absorb what's there. But the reason that most people are tired is because the body's having to work all the time, 24/7, 365, in order just to be able to take apart, to handle the stuff that we put in it. And the reason why most people are hungry is because we're overfed, but we're undernourished. We're not getting the nourishment that we need. So the body is always screaming at you. Man, I'm super tired, but I'm screaming, man, I need more food, hoping somehow something is going to be in it that actually would be beneficial for me. So this is kind of a problem. In fact, this is something that most healthcare providers actually agree on. So what are some contributors to this malnourishment problem? Well, soil depletion is a major problem in the world. And that means that the things that we put in the ground, fertilizers, that kind of stuff, and on the food, those things are intended not for nutritional value. Those things are intended to make the plants grow bigger, to grow more fruit on the vine, as it were, and to make the food look good on a store shelf. Look, I have a garden, and in that garden, my fruit and vegetables they're awesome, but they look natural, right? They don't look exactly like the ones that are on store food shelves, right? They're a little bit different. So soil depletion, not intended for nutrition, but to make things look good. High yield, looking good food. We don't care about the nutritional value of it, really. And then of course, we have processing. What's the very first thing we do when we take something out of the field? We start processing it so that it can be in a can, in a bag, so that it can be shipped long distances, so that it can last a long time and look good on store shelves. And then, of course, the last problem here is that we cook our food. Look, thousands of years ago, when we were wandering around, nobody was cooking any food. We weren't cooking this. So we weren't cooking out the food enzymes that are in our food. So over the course of time, of course, our body gets weary because it can't replenish what it needs in order to break down, digest, and absorb the food that we put in it. Now, here's the solution. The solution is a product called Better 5, because Better 5 is a combination of technology, science, and nutrition. Better 5, here's exactly what it looks like. So, 17 digestive enzymes, whole food nutrients, chelated minerals, antioxidants to get rid of the toxins that are in almost everything that's around us, including the air and so forth, right? Getting rid of free radicals. And of course, we have probiotics and prebiotics. And of course, you might be thinking, well, okay, this is super cool, but is it all natural? Yes, it is. And to your body, it looks like this, like an explosion of whole food nutrition. Everything in this is all natural, 100% natural. There's no preservatives, there's no byproducts, there's none of that stuff in what we're talking about here. You can read that list way faster than I could list off those things that are there. And of course, it is 100% natural and non-GMO, 100% vegetarian compliant, and it's gluten-free. Even the capsule itself, there are no preservatives in the capsule itself. It's completely digestible, so it helps us to be able to move everything. Whole food nutrition for us to be able to move forward. You might be thinking to yourself, well, Clay, this is totally interesting. And I totally get it. Some of the things that you're talking about, like, this is not news. No, I'm not trying to create news. What I'm trying to do is to help you understand that there is a solution that you're probably already aware of, but didn't know that there was a solution for. So you might be thinking, well, okay, smart guy, how do I get started? Well, you can get started with a purchase of 1 to 3 bottles of Better 5. This is our starter kit right here. So what does that look like? For $65, you can buy 1 bottle of Better 5. You're not going to be able to participate in the compensation plan, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. But if you want a sample of products, if you want to use the products for yourself, about $2 a day gets you started and helps you to be able to move forward. Now, for me, this is an interesting option for me to be able to choose. But I did start with 1 bottle. And you know, by the time of the end of 1 bottle, I did feel some difference. Now look, I didn't get off my deathbed. I didn't have polio and this got me, that's not true. But here's what did happen for me. I lost a little weight, right? In the first 30 days, I lost a little weight. And I lost a little weight because I wasn't snacking between meals. Now for me, that's a huge benefit because I eat and I don't mind eating, except that eating in between and eating, right, is not a great health solution. So for me, $2 a day, great option if I were by myself, if I were single, or if I just wanted to be able to try the products. Now, if I really want to do something, or if I have a bigger family, which I do, I have a wife and I have 1 son still living at home. And so we need 3 bottles of this. So I bought what I would call the family pack. And I got 3 bottles for less than the price of 2, and I get to participate in the compensation plan. 3 for less than 2. Now I called Renee and I said, you're kidding, right? How is this really 3 for less than the price is better than 2 for 1? It's totally awesome, right? And I get to participate in the compensation plan? Yeah, man. Okay, if you're sure, man, let's go like crazy with this thing. Now again, you can get more information at infinity5health.com to be able to help you make an informed decision. Now, if you came here tonight only caring about, or only wondering about, or only wanting to be introduced to a health care solution, then I've just shown you that. And I will tell you that, interestingly enough, just the benefit that I've received so far from a health standpoint pays for the product by itself. I'm already monetizing my health, even if I didn't participate in the compensation plan at all, because I'm not snacking in between. So no candy bars, no Snickers, no M&Ms, no soda pop, none of that stuff, right? So I'm already saving at least $2 a day just because I'm not snacking in between meals on the things that I thought I kind of needed to keep myself going during the course of the day. So I'm already a leg up. Now, if you'd like to be able to make some money, possibly a lot of money, stay tuned for the next few minutes, and I'll introduce you to how Infinity 5 Health actually makes that possible. But for a long time, through about almost 3.5 decades now, I've been teaching people about health and how to be able to monetize different portions of their life. And the American dream is built on a notion of wealth, right? Let's create wealth. How do we get into the middle class and then move up, right? How do we improve our lives each and every day? Well, what do? Well, we tell you to go to college and to get a job someplace. Well, here's the problem. The modern day problem is that the maybe to never wealth plan produces starting that. About half of the college graduates do not have a job. I talked to somebody today, this very day, right, who said, I have a degree. Really, what's your degree in? And they told me. I said, well, what exactly is it that you do with that degree? I could get a second degree. It qualifies me to get another degree. And what do you do with that degree? I can get an entry-level job making about $35,000 a year in my desired field. What? So what are you doing instead? Well, I'm working 2 or 3 different dead-end jobs. This creates this result. The labor participation rate is pretty bad. We are 31st in the world in regards to our labor participation rate. So go to college, get a job, get a certificate, and get a job. Go get a job, get a job, get a job, right, is the quintessential definition of maybe to never. And here's why. You think about how much money you don't have or don't have access to, right? And everything you buy has interest payments associated with it. That is to say, you could actually finance a hamburger. Now, you pay with a credit card and then don't pay the credit card off in the month, at the end of the month, and now you financed interest payments on things that you probably really didn't want or need in the long run. Now, another problem is that if you're a W-2 employee, the tax code was not written for you. You have very few deductions in the tax code. It was actually not written for you. It's actually written for small businesses. So Infinity 5 Health is a way for you to be able to take advantage fully of the tax codes, which are legal in this country, have been clearly written out and stated for us to be able to take advantage of. And another problem with this job business is that someone else chooses for you. They choose your home, your car, your vacation, your education, your healthcare, clothes, your time, your food. And you might be thinking, no, I get to choose that, Clay. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, no, you don't. Here's why you don't. Because here's why I know that you don't. Because they tell you what time to be to work. They tell you what time you can go home. They tell you when your lunch break is. They tell you if you're going to work on holidays and weekends. They tell you, even though you may have a family a family gathering or something, right? A family reunion or something, they tell you whether you can or can't go. So from a time standpoint, you are a hostage. And they also control your money because they tell you how much money they're going to pay you. How much money are they going to give you for trading your time for money? They're buying your time wholesale and they're selling it retail. So you're really not in control of almost anything. That's why I call it maybe to never wealth plan, being able to have your life be what you want it perhaps to be. So now, here's what that really means. The ramifications of that are that the American budget, about 33% is going to your mortgage or rent, about 33% to taxes, 21% to transportation, 7% to credit cards. And by the time you have food and other expenses, you buy tires once in a while and water heater goes out and those kinds of things, you have about 2 or less percent of disposable or discretionary funds to be able to use. Now, I don't know how you could build wealth when you only have 2% left over. After everything is said and done, more is said than done. So here's what happens. By the time people are 65 or should be 65, right, 5% have passed away. And what we have here is these people right here, another 90% of these people, right, 90% here, are either still working or they're dependent on kids or grandkids or the government or some combination of those things. Now, that's why I call it never to wealth, never or maybe wealth plan. Because if there's a 95 to 5% chance that I'm going to be able to win in this program, I think that odds are stacked against me. Those are Las Vegas-like odds, 95% to 5. This is not very much better than Las Vegas. So I'm just saying, if you're really sick and tired of being sick and tired and you want to take advantage of what we're talking about here, here's how you can do it. First of all, you can ask yourself, how much do I want to be able to make? And do I know 3 families that eat cooked or processed foods? Do I know 3 families that want to eat, that do eat? Do I or do I myself, or do I know 3 people who eat cooked or processed foods? Because if the answer is yes, well then here's a way to be able to take care of it. There's a 3x10, what I call miracle matrix, for which you're going to be able to receive 5% for every person on every level down 10 levels. Here's how this works. So the person that asked me this, do you know 3 families? Yeah, pretty sure I do. So good. So here they are. This is Mary, and this is Sam, and this is Jill. And yes, do they eat cooked or processed foods? Yeah, 100%. Well, here's the ramifications of that. Here we go. Well, that's about how much money I'm going to make. If they're all on the $65 plan, if they're all on the $120 plan, here's what that looks like. Bada bing. Do you think those 3 people know 3 people? Yeah, pretty sure that everybody knows at least 300 people in their phone, 300 names in their phone right now. Which means, and one of the question I'm asking you here is, do you think 1% of the people that you know eat cooked or processed foods and will want to do something about it and might know 3 people? The answer is, yeah, okay, this is 1% of 1% of 1% of 1%. This is a pretty low bar in order to be able to reach. So the answer is yes. Well, this gives me, right, now I'm down to this level right here. And then, right, now we move down. Do you think those 3 people know 3 people? Yes, well, now I can make some more money. Now, the reason why this level right here is critically important, I think, is because this is when you would actually be able to get your $120 subscription paid for. That is to say, at this level, at the 3rd level, your products are free. You get $120, right? You pay $120, you get $133. And who doesn't roll quarters across the table knowing that dollars are going to come back to you? So it's totally amazing. Now, if you look at this, you take this down one more level, just like this. This is what, for most people, this gets people, this makes a cultural difference. This level right here, about half of all bankruptcies and divorces could be averted if families could make an extra $300 to $500 a month. This is freedom. This is another version of freedom, right? Free products, then to freedom. Like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be screaming at my wife and vice versa. I'm not going to be trying to figure out how to avert bankruptcy because I can't make my payments, etc. This is what I'm talking about here. Do you know 3 families that eat cooked or processed foods? Yes. Well, here's how this can actually enable you to make your life work. Now, for most people, the next level of freedom is that most people can actually start paying things off at this level right here, right? Between $1,100 and $2,000, $2,200 a month, for most people, can allow them to double their mortgage payment, will allow them to pay off their car, their automobiles, be able to pay off credit card debt, college debt, etc., etc., etc. Do I have to know all 364? No, not even. How much? 3. Do you know 3 that know 3 that know 3? Now you can put more than 3 people in the deal, right? What if you know 23? Okay, good. Let's enroll them and start making their lives work. And you're going to be able to accelerate the speed at which this works if you do that. Now, if that's not enough money for you, then what we have is a way for you to be able to move forward. So enroll 3 people yourself, right? And you're going to get 5%. You're going to get 5% for every level down to 10, which means I explained to you before, this is how you can get that. Now I'm going to say, here's where we are now. Now, you enroll at least 3 people yourself, and if they're active, that is to say they have an auto ship, here's what can happen. You can create then job-dropping residual income. Not just paying stuff off, but I'm saying, how about let's fire that boss? How about let's get moms home from work? How about let's get dads home from work? How about let's stop stressing about making car payments? What if the transmission in your car goes out? What happens if you know, something happens in nature, right? A hurricane comes by or something, right? It's totally crazy. Well, what if you could be free to do what you wanted to be able to do, you could actually start pursuing your greater causes and higher purposes. Job dropping residual income. So if you drop that down just one more level, for most people at this level, that's job dropping residual income. And we have an opportunity for you able to go bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger than that. You cannot possibly outdream this business. Now, these are not annual incomes I'm talking about here. These are monthly incomes. This is how much money you would be able to make per month if you'd be willing to take a risk to be able to go talk to your friends, invite them to be able to look at something they may not have looked at before. That is to say, ask them, do you eat cooked or processed foods? Everybody's going to look at you like, were you born stupid? Of course I do. Right? Yes, I do eat cooked. Good. How would you like a solution to that? Right? We have a way for that to actually be able to be healthy. How would you like to monetize cooked and processed foods? How'd you like to monetize your health to start with? And then help other people monetize theirs, and on and on and on this goes. This is pretty impressive what I'm talking about here. Now, I'm not guaranteeing income. I'm just showing you what the mathematical possibilities of what we're talking about are. At Infinity 5, no games, gimmicks, or gotchas. No outrageously priced products. At $120 for 3 bottles for one person, that's about $1.10 a day. It's about $1.10 a day. So no points to count, no BB, GB, TV, PV to account for, no dollar to point value conversions to make. No need to worry about product to point values. No need to plan around what points count for you and what went zipping by you for somebody else to capture. No worry about structure or point balance or banked points. No need to calculate percentages of points in any particular leg or group. No frantic end of month dialing for dollars. Your family, friends, neighbors, people are in your business. Just buy another thing. Or personal spending, right, in order to qualify for a bigger compensation check. No need to rely on others for achieving or maintaining some sort of leadership level so that you can get paid, maybe even at a higher level, right? No percentage commission discounts, depending on where people are, what level they are at in the matrix. No worries about sponsorship. No worry about keeping track of points that carry forward. Simply this, 5% for every purchase every week in your matrix. 5%. 5% for every purchase every week in your matrix. Now, if you're serious about making some money, possibly a lot of money, as I've shown you here, here's what I would invite you to do in the next 90 days. Number 1, personally contact 10 to 12 people a week. Number 2, that's what you're going to be looking for, of course, is business partners. Somebody who knows 3 people who would want to be able to go talk to some other people. You're looking for people who know people. People who would be willing to go talk to some other people. In marketing parlance, this is called a sneezer. Somebody who would be willing to spread the marketing virus, the whole food revolution virus to other people. So invest some time to help those 12 people that you personally enrolled, right? Not even talking about the people that they enrolled, I'm just talking about the ones that you've enrolled. So help them. You could get, in the next 90 days, you could reach the level 6 payout in the compensation plan. This level right here. You could get to that level right there if you thought you wanted to. If you wanted to create job-dropping residual income, you could totally do it. Here's the way. Here's what we're doing. This is pretty straightforward, right? So you could actually create that in the next 90 days, which means that 90 days from today, whenever you watch this, you could create job-dropping residual income. You could fire your boss, pay off the car, do what you want to do because you want to do, get up at the crack of noon if that's something you want to be able to take advantage of. Now, we have the perfect storm. If we went to the Harvard Business School and said, hey, we got this super cool new business idea, whole food revolution, right? 3x10 miracle matrix, etc. They would say this. They would say 4 things to us. Number 1, you got to have a product that everyone needs. Okay, better 5. Got it. Do you know anybody who eats cooked or processed foods? Okay, I think we passed the everyone needs part of this thing. It's a price that everyone can afford. Are you kidding? $1 a day, everyone can afford that. Enough margin to grow the company. Yeah, that's why we're not paying out 90% to the field. That's not even why we're paying 60% out to the field, 5% per position, right? And by the time you look at how this looks, right, then we're paying out 50% guaranteed every week. But it's 50% because that gives enough margin for the company to grow. We don't want to kill the golden goose, of course, and it needs to have fair compensation to ensure profit to all of us. So do we have that? Yes. Bing. Do we have margin for the company to grow? Yes. Compensation to ensure profit for the people in the field? 100%. We're totally there. We check off all of the boxes as per the most prestigious business organization on the planet. Now, everything is in place for you. Amazing products from proven science, stable debt-free company, unique business structures, metrics, and systems. And we have a share-age business model, which we did not invent. We're just using it. Direct selling, network marketing is the perfect business model. that was invented not by us, but actually hundreds of years ago, and perfected by guys like Edison and Henry Ford and J. Paul Getty and Sam Walton, Ray Kroc, and literally hundreds of other people have perfected this model that we use today. Why do we use it? Because it's the perfect share age business model, right? It's not an industrial age business model. It's a share age business model, which works exactly for wherever you're living. Because the journey really begins right now. You can commit and invest $120 and enroll 3 families and let the products help you, your body heal itself and function properly. You can learn to share, learn to tell the story, learn how to use the video presentation, learn the enrollment process. Very simple, but you probably might go through it a few times in order to be able to get it, right? Share and earn some money. Contact 10 to 12 people an hour, a day, a week, or a month. Learn to contact some people, right? Let's go already. We have something, right, that actually helps one of the biggest challenges in the modern day. 2/3 of all health issues, degenerative health issues, stem from food challenges. We have a solution for this, something to help people's lives be improved, right? So I'd say, man, let's just enroll people, our family, friends, and neighbors, in their own health and wellness plan. Now, I've done a lot of talking for about a half an hour now, but I do want to say this. You got some options, and I just want to I want you to know that we want to serve you. Because I'm just going to give you some options, and we'd just like you to tell us, how can we best serve you? Tell the person that you're getting back with about this, what you'd like to do, because you can do nothing, and your life is going to go on pretty much as it is right now. You can get more information so that you can make an informed decision at Infinity5Health.com. You can enroll as a customer and take advantage of the benefits of the product. Wholesale, $65. Retail for $65. Wholesale for $120. That's about $1 a day, right? It's totally amazing however you want to be able to move forward. Or you can enroll as a business partner with us and take advantage of all of the benefits of the products. I do. And you can make some money. Possibly a lot of money, depending on what you want to be able to, how diligent you want to be able to go, how fast you want to be able to grow your business. And all we really are asking you is, which of those 4 options works best for you? Which of those interests you most? See, that helps us know how to serve you best. I would invite you to get back with the person that got you on our call here today, so that we can help you, so that we can share with you, so that we can get you started in a way that serves you and serves your family the best. I totally appreciate each and every one of you for being here tonight. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, then please get back with the person that got you on the call here today. And we look forward to talking to you soon and possibly seeing you at the top. Thank you, everybody, for your time tonight. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.